You know, I just think it's so important that we talk about this. So we're really going to get into it. Really talk about. Hold on. Instagram. Oh, yes. Yes. Having the phone next to me, I just want to pick it up. I just want to pick it up. I just want to pick it up. I just want to keep picking it up and see what's going on. Oh, look, I have 2 text messages. See? Now, I shouldn't have even looked at it. What's up, socials? Welcome back to Amy TV. This week has been a little bit different, a little bit weird for me. It's been quiet, really quiet. First, Lucy has actually been somewhat normal this week, which has been nice. She's not been acting a fool and high maintenance. She's just like her mom that way. She's taking it easy on me this week. Vincenzo's been visiting his family. He comes back on Tuesday. I'm so excited for him to come back. But let's be honest, when he's not here, it's really quiet. Also, because I had so much travel all the month of April, I made sure that this week was very light on appointments. I wanted to make sure I had some real creative time in the office. So it was sort of this like really perfect storm of quiet creative time. It sounds like the dream, right? But in reality, you could have a really bustling, crazy world where somebody's pinging you all the time or knocking on your door. And you can also have a world that's like super quiet and there's not a whole lot going on and you're in complete control. And in each of those situations, there are going to be distractions and you're going to lose focus. So no matter how lovely it might have been that I was sort of sitting with my own thoughts for hours and hours and hours upon end, it doesn't mean that I myself didn't have my own way of losing focus, my own distractions that I would look for if like things got too hard to work on. So I thought this would be a good time to talk about that, the things that I have in my arsenal, my secret weapons that help me stay focused no matter what the situation may be, no matter if I'm allowing myself to wander off of the path or if I have a million other people who are asking me to wander. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I make new videos every Sunday and Wednesday, and I'd love to see you for the next one. These are my secret weapons for staying focused, starting with a really fun toy that I found on Amazon that works like a charm. I think we could probably just call this the kitchen timer effect, but I love it. It's called the Time Cube. And here is a couple of examples. There's a lot of different ones you can get and they shake. Sorry, there's like a little bit of a noise coming. There's a lot of different ones that you can get on Amazon, but I got these specifically for different purposes. Let's talk about this one first because this has a lot more to do with what we're really addressing today. This is the one that's 60, 30, 15, and 5 minutes. And this little guy is going to literally just be a timer for one of those time slots, whatever it is that you choose. I really love this one. I'm using this one constantly. I had to load up on batteries just to make sure that I never am unable to use this, because you just choose the time that you want and flip it over and the timer starts. And that's really great for actionable timing. So if you say, I'm going to spend 30 minutes writing, instead of like pick up your phone, go into your timer, set for 30 minutes, get a little distracted, stop timer, go into Instagram, you're really limiting yourself from using a smartphone to do some of the jobs that we love that they do, but they don't necessarily have to do. So if it's like, okay, I'm only going to allow 15 minutes for this phone call that I'm on, set the timer, go, and you're on the call. If it works out to be longer than 15 minutes, you just say, hey, I really have to cut it short. And when your timer is going off, it kind of helps. You can kind of be like, oh, there's a timer going off in the background. That must indicate that I must go now. What I love about this is that things seem like they take longer than they actually will if you give yourself a certain amount of time. So for instance, my morning pages, sometimes I've let those take too long. You have to fill the pages. You just have to fill 3 pages, but I actually have found that setting myself for no longer than 30 minutes to do those 3 pages helps me to have that flow from my brain a lot faster and a lot more easily. If you want to write a blog post, or if you want to write an email, or if you want to check your email, if you're like, I don't want this to take any longer than X amount of time, I love these timers for that, because you're really going to do a better job of prioritizing where you need to be spending your time, the things that are hardest, and knocking those out as quickly as possible. Or if there's something that's going to take longer and more research and a lot of moving and shaking that doesn't include you sitting right now and executing, then it's not going to happen during the 30, 60 minutes that you've allowed yourself. I also got this blue one, which is really fun. This is the 7-5-3-1 block. I got this one for fitness purposes. I thought this would be really good if you're trying to time yourself doing plank, or if you're doing like strength training, like intermittent, what's it called? High intensity. What is it called? High intensity interval training. That's what it's called. Yeah, I'm really doing that all the time. And so I've been loving this because I hate the timers that you get as apps on your phone. I feel like it takes a whole day just to figure out how they actually work and how you get them to repeat or do the intervals the way you want to. This is way more like stupid, easy, awesome. So yeah, those are the two that I got. But you can do a number of different kinds. You can look on Amazon and see if there's another one that's better for you. The next secret weapon, which is probably no secret to anyone who follows this channel, because I know that this is something that you guys are interested in, I talk about all the time, and I definitely need to do a full-on tutorial video still, is calendar blocking. And I wanted to bring this one up next because it works perfectly with the time cubes. Time cube, calendar block. It's like the perfect little friendship. They work together so well. Basic concept of calendar blocking is if there's a task, it's on the calendar, and I'm going to block out a period of time to get that task done. So let's say I'm writing a blog post for you and I want that to take no longer than an hour because I have other things I have to get done in one day, and a blog post, writing wise, should really only take an hour. Then I'm going to have that time marked on the calendar, and I'm going to follow that calendar and do that thing during that time. And that helps me stay focused because I know if there's nothing on my calendar, I know I could do anything with that time. So that's one step. But then leveraging the time cube to say, okay, here's your hour, get started. That's really, really helpful because you're really sticking to that time. And instead of looking at your phone every time there's a notification, then you're really only looking at the timer, which is keeping focus. My third secret weapon is Spotify focus playlists. I do not like to spend a lot of time building a playlist of my own on Spotify. I find it takes so much time and energy and emotion, and I would much rather just have somebody else design the perfect playlist for me. So if you actually look, Spotify has focus playlists, and you can decide what's best for you, if it's just like jazz or if it's just a compilation of things, if it's a vibe that you like. Ideally something non-lyrical is what I look for because I know I'll just sing a song if I know it, and that's not helping me keep my focus. But yeah, I absolutely love Spotify focus playlists, or a playlist that's designed for a specific purpose. I found that so useful. I'm trying to figure out why I'm still paying for Apple Music and Spotify, because I'm in Spotify constantly. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Are you paying for one of those? Which one do you like more? Leave that in the comments. I'd love your thoughts. My fourth secret weapon is the best ever, and I talk about this one a lot, but it's do not disturb. I'm actually getting to the point where do not disturb isn't even good enough anymore. Having the phone next to me, I just want to pick it up. I just want to pick it up. I just want to pick it up. I just want to keep picking it up and see what's going on. Oh, look, I have 2 text messages. See? Now, I shouldn't have even looked at it. Do not disturb on the phone is so nice because I didn't even know I had those text messages. I didn't look when they came in because there was do not disturb that I turned on my phone. Thank goodness. But lately, I'm like, do not disturb means leaving the phone in the kitchen these days because it is so tempting to want to touch that thing. But if you're in the middle of something and you're trying to stay focused, honestly, the best thing that you can do is turn do not disturb on and or leave it out of the room. My fifth secret weapon is only in case of super emergencies, because the reality is I probably don't do a lot of web surfing when I am not focused. I'm more likely to go clean my kitchen or something and make that a priority. But if it's one of those days where I have fallen down a YouTube rabbit hole, or there's a whole lot going on Twitter, or there's something happening on Facebook, not very often with Facebook, I use an extension in my browser called Focus Mode. I use Google Chrome specifically. There's lots of different browsers and they have lots of different tools. I'm sure you'll find something very similar. But what this allows me to do is just toggle it on, and it already has in the settings what websites I want to not work while I am in that focus mode. So for instance, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, like anything that or for me, Nordstrom.com, let's get real, Amazon.com, okay? These are the websites that need to not be available when I'm trying to get something done because I'll get very distracted. And what's really cool is it says hey, get back to work if you try to go to the website on instinct, which I really like about this extension. My sixth secret weapon is confrontation. okay? And it's a hard one. That one I have to really, really, really work myself up to. If there's someone just genuinely not being respectful of the time that I've outlined to work on something and they don't understand that I can't multitask, I'm the worst multitasker in the world. Anytime I am multitasking successfully, I will be talking about it on Twitter. Like treadmill and tweets. Everyone liked that one the other day because I was like, treadmill and tweets, the only multitasking I can really get behind. Driving and an audiobook. That's a really, really good multitask. Otherwise, if you're talking to me and I'm replying to emails, or if you're talking to me and I'm writing my notes for my next video, if you're talking to me and I'm doing anything, I could be making dinner. This is why I can't even talk to people on the phone while I'm making dinner, because I will miss a step. You really have to be specific with people and say, I'm working on this right now. I need another 30 minutes. Look, here's my timer. I need another 30 minutes. And I'm gonna need you to respect that time. And I know that's really hard for a lot of people because those people you might be talking to are your boss. And that could be really, really difficult because your boss is like, I don't know about that. I'm paying you for this time, so I'm pretty sure I get to tell you what you spend on the next 30 minutes. But here's the thing, you really do have the ability to set those boundaries. You might have to find the way that works best in your work environment, but you have the ability to do that. And quite frankly, if you ask for the respect of the people around you for you doing your best work, I believe that you will actually be seen in a much higher capacity if you do that. You'll be taken much more seriously. But if you're being pulled here, there, and everywhere, you're going to have more of a tendency to say, oh, it's everyone else's fault that I didn't get everything done. I think that this is just going to be different for everyone, but knowing those boundaries and communicating those boundaries is actually going to make you feel a whole lot better about how you're approaching this. You're going to feel more productive because you're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for everyone around you, but you're doing it to the best of your ability, not somebody else's. I really don't think I'm the end all be all on this conversation. I know that there are certain things that aren't going to add up in your life based on what I'm saying and how it actually works. I want to hear more about that. I genuinely do. I know I need to learn more about that from you, and I want that in the comments below. Please, please, please do leave that. I want to make sure that it's not you putting your needs aside. That's really the bottom line here. It's not that you must love and adore work. Some people don't. Some people are never going to get to that point. I get that. I hope a lot more for you than that. But if that's the case, that's fine. You need to know that getting that work done and doing your best ability and focusing on something that you know is going to be a step to something even greater down the line is only going to be best served if it has your 100 attention. 100 with double red lines underneath. This one's fun. This one's called Coffee and Creativity. I have almost gone an entire month. I don't think it's been a month yet. Maybe. I don't know. I have almost gone an entire month without drinking coffee, which is wild. I don't know why I had it in me at all. I don't think I do. I still don't think I do. But I read such a good quote. Oh, crap. Now I want the book. Okay, I found it. Okay, I read just such a good little story. This book is called Tribe of Mentors. It's by Timothy Ferriss. I've just been trying to read this one every once in a while. This isn't like a straight through read. It's quite big, just like, Tim always seems to do here. And it's a lot of different people, and they're just a couple pages long based on their responses to questions that he asked. And one person, who was it? Susan Cain, she's on page 10 through 13. She gave the best answer to this question. When you feel overwhelmed or unfocused, what do you do? She said, I love espresso and would happily consume it all day, but I only allow myself one latte a day. And I save it for when I'm doing my creative work, partly because it jumpstarts my mind almost magically, and partly because this has trained me, Pavlovian style, to associate writing with the pleasure of coffee. When I read that, I was so inspired because of a couple reasons. One, I had gone so long without coffee that I know the caffeine is out of my system, which is a really good feeling. I feel like I have reset. And two, that's a one. And two, because I know sitting down in the afternoon when you usually have a slump and that being your first cup of coffee and you conjoining it with a task that is going to take place that is usually a little bit hard. You're like birthing something, whether it's like writing a blog post or trying to come up with a video idea and putting all those logistics down. Or maybe you're applying for a job and you're trying to put yourself in the best light possible without being too braggy, but really be the person that's right for this situation. So you're filling out your resume. I feel like being able to sit down and have a super creative moment, but make sure you're on your A game, is introducing a little bit of caffeine. And so one of my secret weapons is that if I am feeling like I cannot do a justice, then sitting down, having a specific time block for creativity, let's say it's an hour, and pairing it with a cup of coffee, which would be sheer enjoyment, just allowing those things to happen together. I'm going to be honest, I haven't actually done this one yet, which is why it's still a secret weapon to me even. But I haven't needed it yet, but I'm also kind of excited for the moment that I am going to need it, where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't do this thing. I feel really unmotivated. I'm slumping. It's the middle of the week. It's the middle of the day. Being able to go, nope, I'm going to do creativity and coffee. I'm going to do this thing for an hour, and I need to go make a cup of coffee to make it happen. And I'm actually very much looking forward to trying that. That's kind of a curveball number 7, but I feel like it's just waiting to happen and it's gonna be awesome. So I'll keep you posted on that. But I really wanna know if that works for you, because it worked for Susan and I fully believe in it. Like, I fully believe in the power of caffeine and getting creative. Those are my 7 secret weapons for staying focused. I'd love to hear what yours are, because I want to add many more for me to potentially try. Leave those in the comments below. And again, what we talked about earlier, please share that in the comments below. I want to continue to learn more from you. If you enjoyed these tips, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. That's all for today's socials. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Make sure you subscribe for good vibes, and remember to continue to go after the life that you want. Cheers.